Welcome to Street Photography, Caribbean Perspectives. What is street photography? Some describe street photography by what it is not. It is not the family portrait. It is not the image of your friends, nor is it that portrait that you love. Street photography is something completely different. Street photography is an art of photography that features the human condition within public spaces. Street photography does not necessitate the presence of a street or even the witness of the urban environment. Street photography must convey the idea of human conditions. Street photography also uses techniques of street photography, which means it uses the least amount of manipulation. This craft is also seen as social documentary. This image is considered monochromatic because it is a black and white image. It meets the criteria of street photography because there is no manipulation. Our second image is in color, and images can be shown in color. This image has a story to tell. It may not be familiar, but what is the story that it conjures for you? What is the story that it conveys? Street photographs are the ones that synthesize both the human element as well as the urban environment. It's measured by certain aspects, which includes all or one of the following. It documents social changes. It's a personal expression without public ambition. It is intellectual and pure artistic expression, and it can also be a critique of society. Street photography's birth is accredited to Eugene Auger. He decided to photograph changing architectural landscapes in France. French leadership sought to make changes to the landscape of French housing by tearing down existing homes and building homes that more affluent citizens could afford. The decision to make this change led to changes in job supply and affordable housing. 60% of the slums in Paris were destroyed and replaced with newer, more expensive housing. Auger documented these changes. Along with Auger, there was also Henri Cartier-Bresson. In contrast, he photographed the wealthier people, but Bresson was a traveler, so he also captured images from other countries like China. These events occurred between in the early 1800s to late 1800s. In France, it was 1889 to be exact. About the same period in the Caribbean, photographers were fascinated with the impact of emancipation on the colonies. What kind of work would these people have? How would it change their lifestyle? Would they change their style of dress? Street images taken during this period provide historical references to the past that can be contrasted against today. Effective street imagery informs the viewer. It lets you know what's going on in the environment. It conveys a perspective of the human condition in their environment, and it causes the viewer to focus. It lacks distraction. But most importantly, it creates a cultural reference. It provides information about the specific culture. This image is considered street imagery because it shows a little boy in a natural environment, which may be close to home, we don't know, but it shows him operating in what is a public space. This image does not qualify as an effective street image because it does not convey anything about the human element. It does not imply the existence of the human element, and therefore it is not considered to be a street photograph. There are certain rules and guidelines to be followed when engaging in street photography. Cropping and excessive manipulation are not allowed. Images should not be staged and models should not be hired. Photographs must be taken in a public environment. Photographs need not include people, but it must imply human existence. Images can be black or white and color, but it cannot be manipulated or desaturated. So to recap, street photography is an art of photography that really takes place in public. It's something that anyone can practice. You just have to get over the fear of practicing in public. Anyway, enjoy. Hope you enjoyed the class. Bye.